Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one of those you can't make this up moments. A massive food safety operation in Burkina Faso that stopped over 1,000 tons of rotten rice from ending up on dinner tables. But this isn't just a story about seizing bad food. It's about how a country turned a disaster into a win for farmers, public health, and the planet. Stick around because this one's got twists, lessons, and even a little inspiration. Before we dive in, let me take a quick moment to say thank you to all our amazing members and subscribers. Seriously, you guys are the backbone of this channel. Your support, comments, and shares help us keep the lights on and bring you these deep dives into stories that matter. If you're new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and join the crew. We've got a lot more coming your way. Now, let's get into it. Picture this. It's May 2024 in Burkina Faso, a landlocked country in West Africa known for its vibrant culture and hard-working farmers. Customs officers in a small border town called Dakola, near Ghana, are doing routine checks on a shipment of rice from Pakistan. At first glance, everything seems normal. 41,600 bags, each weighing 25 kilograms, labeled as standard imports. But something feels off. Maybe it's the smell, the discoloration, or the way the bags are hastily packed. The officers decide to test samples. Days later, the lab results come back. This rice isn't just stale, it's dangerously rotten. Mold, bacteria, toxins, you name it. Completely unfit for humans or animals. The customs team springs into action, seizing all 1,040 tons, worth 322 million CFA francs, roughly $530,000, before it can slip into local markets. But here's the kicker. The importers knew it was bad. They planned to sell it anyway, risking countless lives for profit. Fast forward to April 3rd, 2025. The same rotten rice is back in the headlines, but this time it's being handed over to Burkina Faso's Ministry of Agriculture in a formal ceremony. Instead of rotting in a landfill, it'll be transformed into organic fertilizer for local farmers. Talk about a glow-up. Now let's unpack how this unfolded. First, the scale of this seizure is mind-blowing. Imagine 41,600 bags of rice stacked in a warehouse. If you lined them up, they'd stretch over 50 kilometers. Enough to cover the distance from New York City to Stamford, Connecticut. But this isn't just a numbers game. This rice could have poisoned thousands. In a country where food insecurity is already a struggle, shady imports like this exploit vulnerable communities. The prosecutor on the case, Arsène Bansay, didn't mince words. He revealed that the importers deliberately tried to flood the market with toxic rice, fully aware of the risks. They prioritized greed over lives, he said. Authorities are now pushing for maximum penalties, fines, jail time, and blacklisting the companies involved. This isn't just about punishment. It's about setting a precedent. Food fraud is rampant in Africa, from counterfeit baby formula in Nigeria to contaminated sugar in Kenya. Burkina Faso's crackdown sends a clear message. Not here, not anymore. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of burning or burying the rice, the usual fate for seized goods, the government got creative. Bekowana Nabiye, a rep from the Ministry of Agriculture, explained that rotting rice, while deadly to eat, is packed with organic matter. By composting it under controlled conditions, they can break down the toxins and create nutrient-rich fertilizer. This isn't just recycling. It's a closed-loop solution that supports farmers, reduces waste, and protects the soil. Before we go further, let me pause and give another huge thank you to our channel members and subscribers. You're the reason we can dive into stories like this. Stories that expose corruption, celebrate ingenuity, and spark real change. If you're watching this and haven't joined the community yet, hit that join button below. Your support helps us travel, interview experts, and keep these videos ad-free. Okay, back to the story. So how exactly does rotten rice become fertilizer? Let's geek out for a second. When organic waste decomposes, microbes break it down into humus, a dark, crumbly material packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, the holy trinity of plant nutrients. By speeding up this process in a facility, Burkina Faso's government can turn hazardous waste into black gold for farmers. The rice will be mixed with other organic materials, heated to kill pathogens and left to mature. The result? Free, sustainable fertilizer that boosts crop yields without chemicals. This isn't just a win for farmers, it's a win for everyone. Healthier soil means better harvests, which means more food and income for rural communities. It also reduces reliance on expensive synthetic fertilizers, which many small-scale farmers can't afford. And let's not forget the environmental angle. Diverting 1,040 tons of waste from landfills cuts methane emissions, a major driver of climate change. But Burkina Faso isn't stopping there. This case has ignited a nationwide push for tighter food safety laws and smarter waste management. Activists like Dasmane Traoré, head of the Consumers League, are demanding more funding for border inspections, public awareness campaigns, and harsher penalties for fraudsters. Profit shouldn't come at the cost of lives, he told reporters. Now let's zoom out. Food fraud is a global crisis, but it hits harder in regions like Africa, where weak regulations and poverty create perfect conditions for scams. In Ghana, rotten fish from Europe often slips through ports. In Angola, counterfeit cooking oil has hospitalized dozens. And in Burkina Faso itself, authorities recently destroyed 60 tons of rotten potatoes, also destined for fertilizer. But here's the silver lining. Countries are fighting back. Nigeria launched a task force to track fake drugs. Kenya uses blockchain tech to trace food shipments, and Burkina Faso's fertilizer strategy is now a case study for the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. It's proof that even in resource-limited settings, innovation can turn crises into opportunities. So, what can we learn from this? For governments, the lesson is clear. Invest in labs, train customs agents, and partner with farmers. For consumers, it's about staying vigilant, checking labels, reporting suspicious products, and supporting local food systems. And for entrepreneurs, there's a massive market for safe, affordable food in Africa. Imagine if startups could scale Burkina Faso's fertilizer model or build apps to verify food authenticity. But let's not sugarcoat it. Challenges remain. Corruption, bureaucratic delays, and lack of funding still plague food safety efforts. Many farmers don't trust government programs, and climate change is making agriculture even riskier. Yet, stories like this remind us that progress is possible. Whew, that was a lot. Let's wrap this up. Burkina Faso's rotten rice saga is more than a wild headline. It's a story of courage, shout out to those customs officers, creativity, fertilizer from waste, and community, farmers stepping up when others tried to tear them down. If there's one takeaway, it's this. Every crisis is a chance to innovate. Whether you're a government tackling food fraud or a viewer tackling daily challenges, don't just fix problems, reimagine them. All right, your turn. Drop a comment below. Could your country pull off a move like this? Would you buy food made from recycled waste? Have you ever spotted a shady product in stores? And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this with someone who cares about food safety. Let's get this story in front of more eyes. Thanks for hanging till the end. You're awesome. Catch you in the next video. Peace. Subscribe for more stories that blend justice, science, and hustle. Stay curious. Stay informed.